genuine choice. No pretense, no hidden schemes. Just sports, passion, fueling dreams. From the field to the court, every play that's made. Real takes over fake debates. Turn it up, hear the honest sound. Unfiltered sports all year round. Discussions pure, no masquerade. Real takes over fake debates. Turn it up. Over fake debates. Real takes over fake debates. Real takes over fake debates.
And we are live. SB Talk Sports Sean with Real Takes over Fake Debates. It is Monday. What's going on, Sean? How you feeling?
Doing good, SB. Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday to everyone out there. Thank you for watching.
Sean, we getting closer and closer to football season. We getting closer and closer to football season. Make sure you guys, what you guys like, make sure you guys share, make sure you guys subscribe. We got a lot of things to talk about, Sean. We got some sad but uplifting news about Deion Sanders and his health. Speaking of health, Luka Doncic looked like he's in one of the best shapes in his life, looking like rookie year Luka Doncic. Also, we got to talk about the top free agents that are left that still didn't get signed. Also, we got players still betting, Sean. We players are still out here betting, risking millions for a couple of thousands, still not worth it. Also, Patrick Mahomes got disrespected again. Mad clickbaiting for raid. You know what I'm saying? Clickbaiting with these ratings, but we're gonna get into it. First things first. Salute to the chat, everybody in chat. Salute Tiffany. Everybody in chat. Salute G Money. Salute everybody. Make sure you guys like, make sure you guys share, make sure you guys subscribe. Sean, but let's go ahead and get right into the top story. Luka Doncic was on the cover of Man's Health. Been a couple pictures circulating of Luka Doncic. He looks like he's in great shape right now. Looks outstanding. Are we expecting a MVP season from Luka Doncic, Sean?
I would say that's been the expectation of Luka since his second year in the league.
Yeah, you about right.
I mean, he's pretty much whenever he's healthy and plays enough games, he's always all NBA first team, which means you're in the MVP race. So I would expect as much from him. I know people were talking about chip on the shoulders and all this other stuff and blah blah blah. Yeah, okay.
He don't need no more. Trust me.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, he could have a 38-9-9 season and they still may go home in the first round.
That's a possibility too.
So because there are easily 4 better teams in the West, easily, and I probably could say 5 or 6 if I really want to get deep. But that said,
San Antonio might be better than them too this year. Be honest with you.
Different conversation. Obviously, when we get close to October, we'll be breaking that down. But bottom line is, Luka knows he needed to be, in better shape. He, looks great, but looking great don't mean you'll play better defense.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's the main problem with Luka, and that's holding him back is his defense.
Right.
It's like he's like non-existent, to be honest with you. And then, but realistically, though, speaking, Sean, because MVP is only one person to get it. And these last couple of years for MVPs, the Jokic's, the SGAs, even the Embiid year, they have put up historical seasons. I mean, let's be real about it. When did Luka Doncic didn't really have a MVP caliber season? I just think guys was just ahead of him, had historically great seasons what we never seen before. Jokic averaging triple-double that center. SGA shooting the way he was shooting. Joel Embiid. So, realistically speaking, how many years did Luka had an MVP caliber season, but he just didn't get the award?
I would say easily probably 2 or 3 easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe about 4, Because I mean, how long was this year? What, 6 for Luka? 7?
This last year was year 7.
Yeah. See, I think like at least you can say for sure, like the last 3, 4, he was
Yeah,
definitely up there.
yeah, and again, keep in mind, obviously, you got to play at least 65 games
now too.
you know, and so that's the big part of it. So
Mm-hmm.
the last couple of years, last year he didn't qualify because he didn't play enough games.
Play other games, yeah.
You know, so I think the general expectation is that Luka on the floor, healthy, Luka's going to be all NBA and, you know, one of the 5 best players in the league. Does he have another level to take his game to, you know, individually? We'll see. But also, I think it's going to come down to, you know, team success as well. You know, so, you know, that remains, you know, to be seen if you know, SGA was the best player on the best team in the league last year, without question. He's the MVP.
They look like they're gonna be the best, have the best record again next year. I'll be honest with you.
Very, very possible.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, MVPs are great. I think he'll obviously be in the conversation, but you know, that remains to be seen.
Yeah, I think for me, I expect the MVP caliber season, and I think with Luka, I'm just being honest, Sean, when I say this, he's going to get a more of a bigger push to get the MVP because he's in LA. That Lakers jersey on gonna sway a little more, sway more votes. You know, everything look a little bit better when you do it in a purple and gold because it's the Lakers. It's such a prestige franchise. Then it's a guy who just bought the team. So, you know, that'll probably help him out too, put a little more money in his pocket. The league making him feel a little more comfortable, walk right in the door after buying the team. MVP, you know. So it just politics with it because Luka has always been a great player. But I think when you averaging 32, 8 and 9, and you got a couple game winners during the season, and it's supposed to be your revenge season, then it'd be like, yeah. So but Sean, we got to also go into a point or two because now with Luka, he's healthy. The team's turns to him now. He's the guy. It's the Lakers are making it blatantly clear that LeBron does not call no shots no more here in LA. It's over with. We with Luka. All signs point to Luka Doncic, and that's just what it's going to be for now on. Since that's the case, right? Let's put you in the seat of Luka, or not Luka, Rob Pelinka. How do you go about letting LeBron know, like, hey, look, dog, do you just blatantly tell him, hey, or to be passive aggressive like LeBron and don't say nothing to him, let him just realize it. But then also, because you still got to sign Luka, you try to get him to sign an extension. So what are you doing if you the Lakers now from transitioning over to Luka?
I mean, the focus at this point is that in a few days, Luka is extension eligible with the Lakers. Now he's not going to be in the country. He's going to be out of the country because he'll be playing in the EuroLeague, the FIBA EuroLeague. But if you're the Lakers, the priority is getting Luka to sign an extension. Luka may very well come back, and we've been very clear. There's a very strong possibility that Luka could say, "Hey, I'm not going to sign an extension. I'm going to wait until the off season to address my future." That puts an immense amount of pressure on the Lakers to show this year that, hey, we can do something right, and we can build something, you know, a championship caliber team around you, and we have the assets to do so. So I think this is, and again, a lot of it's going to depend. If Luka signs an extension, I'm not going to say it's a moot point, but obviously that gives them more time.
Right.
But that said, as I've stated before, Luka doesn't owe the Lakers anything.
No, you don't.
Luka, after getting traded from a situation where he largely said he wanted to spend his entire career, now has to think about this from a business perspective, but also that, you know, the flexibility he'll have is that he can become a free agent. Lakers still can retain him. The Lakers still have his bird rights. The Lakers can still offer him a bigger deal than any other team. But he's also going to probably look around the league and say, you know, there may be a situation in Denver and then someplace else that I feel like I got a better chance, and we have a better chance to compete and win, not just now, but for the foreseeable future. So,
and them LA taxes hit different too, by the way.
Well, I mean, the California, is different. But again, I think a lot of it is just him sitting down with his team and them, making a decision. Again, him not signing an extension does not mean he will not stay in LA. It just means he may say, hey, I want to just take this to next off season and see where things are. But again, it puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the Lakers to show him until he signs the extension that they can be a viable contender.
Yeah, for me, if I'm Rob Pelinka sitting in that chair, I'm telling LeBron no straightforward. Hey, look, you opted in. This your retirement year. Enjoy your retirement year. We're gonna ball out. We're gonna celebrate you. But everything else we gotta do is towards this man right here. Because even if we go all in for a championship this year, you gonna leave. And if Luka not on an extension, then he gonna leave. Then we gonna have nothing. So obviously I went and got Marcus Smart because Luka wanted Marcus Smart. I'm doing whatever this Euro kid says because we gotta get him signed. I'm sorry, it's nothing. Hey, look, I'm telling Luka to his face. Him and LeBron can be at the table together. This your team now. LeBron, we gonna coast it out and we gonna call it one. But the main thing that I would do is just like get some defenders, secondary ball handlers that helps him out, and get a lob threat big, and get him and JJ Redick more locked in too. Because you got to play Jackson Hayes. I don't stop trying to play LeBron at center.
They got eight. Remember they got eight.
They got Aiden too. Yeah.
So
that's good. But you got to play Luka, a lob threat big. Jackson Hayes is gonna look good with Luka. That's what I'm saying. So we got a lob threat, defenders, and shooters. That's it. Build the team just like that, and Luka should be fine. And then when you got Luka secured, if try to find a good secondary score in the future, it might be one available in the next couple of years. Because I think like the dynamic that Kyrie Irving brought with Luka, I'm just trying to recreate what Dallas did, and that's not that hard to do with the league because it's not really too much to ask. Like from what they really had, they got lucky in getting Kyrie because Kyrie was blackballed, but that's all you really need with Luka: defender, shooter, and maybe a secondary score in the lob threat, and you can get that. But Sean, talking about what you can get. It's still some free agents available. It's the 10 best free agents that's available still on the market. We're going to go down the list, and we could just try our best to figure out where they would go. Some of these are restricted, so I'll let you know. All right, number one on the list, my Chicago Bulls. Well, not my Chicago Bulls. The guy who played for my Chicago Bulls, Josh Giddey. He is a restricted free agent. All right, well, where's Josh? Where's Josh Giddey going?
Back to Chicago.
Back to Chicago.
Yeah.
Salute, Johnny. I'm gonna say, should we do just what we just think I'll go, or what would be the best situation for him too?
I just think I'll say we can. I'm gonna pick the best situation for them. That's what I'm gonna pick.
Okay, cool. LeBron won't be at LA much longer. He's gonna be in a retirement home. He's going retirement home, Johnny. Retirement home. For me, the Bulls got to stop being cheap, though. I understand why they're doing it. Business the basketball. Nobody can offer you this much money. Josh Giddey wants 30. The Bulls are in the 20% range. What I think the Bulls should do, I think Josh Giddey should come back to the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls should offer Josh Giddey like 24 to 25 million and add incentives in the contract. And if he hit those incentives, shooting percentages, assist totals, wins, and make a playoff appearance, then he gets to his 30. I 100% agree with that. Next up on the list, Jonathan Kuminga of the Golden State Warriors. He is also a restricted free agent.
I'm going to say back to Golden State is where I think he should end up. Because I just don't see a natural fit anywhere else for him around the league.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he should go back to Golden State. I know it's not the greatest situation in terms of where he is in his career and where they are, but I'm going to say back to Golden State. If I can throw a random team
Any situation better to Golden State for him personally.
Well, that's the thing. You don't know because the grass ain't always greener. And so
for him it is because the coach don't play.
Well, but again, I think there's got to be some ownership as to why. And again, I think there's a reason why teams have not rushed to offer Jonathan Kuminga a contract in restricted free agency. So, but I would say if I guess if I were to pick a place, maybe Utah. Just kind of given, what they're building and trying to build young, and maybe he could flourish in Utah. But other than that, I just don't see a lot of places for him.
I just think he needs to go somewhere with where it's given an opportunity. Sean, I know we talked about this before, where you was like Jonathan Kuminga have like some IQ problems understanding the game, but I also feel like that problem only comes because Steve Kerr is not giving him chances to be on the court to make those mistakes. And I get it. You try to make a championship push, but it was times before where y'all wasn't making a championship push, and those was time to get the reps. I just think he's missing in-game reps. I think he would get better the longer he plays. But also, Steve Kerr, let's be real, Sean. Steve Kerr has them make questionable coaching patterns and questionable coaches' decisions, and with especially kind of rotation. So we ain't gonna deny that part. So Steve Kerr hands ain't. I agree with you a little bit, but Steve Kerr hands ain't 100% clean in all this. But as a restricted free agent, I think if all else fails, because a lot of teams don't have no money, and obviously the Golden State Warriors are just gonna wait until he offers something, a low ball contract. A lot of teams don't really have no money because the Warriors want to sign the trade. They're trying to get something back. I think Kuminga should just sign a 1-year qualifying offer and just go to unrestricted free agent next year when a lot of teams got money. Because I think the best situation for Jonathan Kuminga to me is any team outside of Golden State that's going to give him an opportunity to play. That's it. And I think if he goes to the right situation, he could flourish. Chicago has been attached to him to a lot, but I figured that if Chicago don't want to pay Josh Giddey $20 million, they're definitely not going to try to pay Jonathan Kuminga whatever he's asking for either. So, yeah. Next up, a controversial name. And the next name is very controversial too, but after this person. But Cam Thomas of the Brooklyn Nets obviously came off a season where he was averaging 24 points. He's a restricted free agent, Sean. And a lot of people are surprised with the Brooklyn Nets having money that he's not signed. But it has been a lot of questions about Cam Thomas because what value can he truly bring if he's not shot chucking? To be honest with you, his defense is horrendous. His shot selection is horrendous. He did average 24, but that was on a bad Nets team. So obviously with the Nets trying to rebuild, and a lot of other guys see this, when you look at a guy like Cam Thomas and you ask him, hey, if you're not shot chucking, what can you really bring to the table? So what's your best situation for Cam Thomas? Because he ain't going to be shot chucking no more. Michael Porter Jr. over there now. Michael Porter Jr. shoot that thing now. He's been waiting on this opportunity.
I think the best situation for Cam Thomas is to go somewhere and be a 6-man where he can be sort of a spark plug off the bench. I think if you put him in and I'm saying a good situation, a situation where they're built to win, I think the 6-man role was really built kind of for him.
Yeah.
A lot of teams already have their 6 men, so I don't see one right off. But I'm going to say just generically, wherever Cam Thomas can go to be a 6-man, if he buys into that, I think he can be a really, really valuable 6-man. I just don't know if he's a guy you build your as a foundational franchise, piece. I don't see him as that, but somewhere where he can go and just be a 6-man, I think that's an ideal situation for him.
This crazy part is the 6-man role for him. I do think he needs to probably call up like a guy like Lou Will, a guy like Jamal Crawford, even a guy like Manu Ginobili, and embrace and embody that role, because I do think he could be that great spark scoring off the bench, where it's like he could be a great player. But also he got a least trial defense, man. His defense is atrocious. But the same situation with him too, because the money, nobody's really gonna offer him the money that he wants to do. Even though I know he's gonna try to say he averaged 24 points, he only played 25 games. That's how you got your 25 points, brother. Is crazy. Even though I know he shot 43%, 34% for 3, it's the other things. And I think like you said, being a 6-man, you can kind of get away with those problems because now your job is just come in and give us a spark. Oh, the starter's not scoring. You come in and give us a spark with your scoring. Best situation for him, though, because he's not going to get the money that he wants. He might have to pull a Jonathan Kuminga too because it's really just the Bulls and the Nets with money. I go back for a qualifying offer, go back to the Brooklyn Nets, and then the next season hit unrestricted free agency where it's going to be more money available. And then during that time, it just depends on how the season go. I would either look to go to a team like the Orlando Magics or like the Rockets, but he ain't gonna get his money with the Rockets though. That's also I know he gonna want his money. I was thinking of teams with like a solid 5 who would love a spark off the team that spark will take him to the next level. Next up on the list, Sean, a guy who was due for a lot of money, but we're gonna talk about something later in the show about betting and gambling. Malik Beasley. Let me say he's an unrestricted free agent, Sean. First thing first. The best situation for him is stay off the betting apps in the casino. That's one. So avoid those. But where is the best place for Malik Beasley?
Ooh.
Out the casino is one for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
and if a team ever play for Vegas, don't ever sign them to a team in Vegas.
Yeah, I'm gonna say on a minimum deal, I'm gonna say Cleveland.
Oh, for the minimum, yeah. If he taking the minimum, yeah, because I doubt he get paid. Because I was gonna say go back to Detroit. I think Detroit was a perfect fit, nice fit for him. But if I'm on a minimum deal,
yeah,
I might go to the Rockets or OKC on a minimum deal.
Yeah, and I think Detroit is essentially already replaced them when they signed Duncan Robinson. So so I don't see, and they signed another shooter as well. So
not Tim Hardaway Jr.
No,
it wasn't Tim Hardaway.
So yeah.
I forgot who the other shooter was. I'm drawing a blank. It'll hit me. But yeah, if I'm going on a minimum deal, yeah, I'm going whoever's the best. Hey, honestly, I'll be real with you. Minimum deal, if I'm Malik Beasley, I might go to Denver.
Again, I don't think this is. I mean, it's going to be hard for him to find some minutes in the rotation there because they picked up Tim Hardaway Jr.
That's who picked up Tim Hardaway Jr. Yeah.
So yeah, I just don't know if it's.
I mean, he'll take Tim Hardaway Jr. minutes. Trust me.
Yeah, it was Karis LeVert who.
Detroit. There you go, Karis LeVert. Yep. All right, number 5 on the list, Quentin Grimes.
Go back to Philly.
Restricted free agent, yeah.
Go back to Philly.
Ain't no money out here really like that. I wouldn't say go to Philly for him because now you got that. I think VJ Ashcombe is ugly. VJ Ashcombe, Jared McCain. I don't really see where he's going to get the minutes at now. But he's going to put him at the backup 3. He's going to play the 3 role. I think for me, the best situation for Quentin Grimes, where I think he could actually crack and get in a rotation, come to the Chicago Bulls. I think him on the Bulls would be a perfect situation. He fits well with Josh Giddey, what the Bulls need. He can defend, he can shoot, and actually he gets some minutes. Because I'm trying to tell you, Sean, I am a big fan of that VJ Ashcombe kid. And I don't know how they're gonna work out that 3-guard rotation. They're gonna have to figure it out, but that backcourt, that 3-guard rotation is going to be dangerous in the future. The old man, Sean, Al Horford.
Warriors.
Agree, Warriors. I think Warriors is the best fit for him. He fits exactly what the Warriors need. Or if not Warriors, I say, because I believe this year, his last year, go ahead last year out with the Celtics and retire a Celtic. Next up, Russell Westbrook. This is an interesting one. Indiana. Ooh, for a year. 1 year with Indy and take off. I can see that. It depends on what Russ brought. I'm really shocked Russ ain't signed yet, though. That's crazy. I'm trying to think of a place with spacing. Because I know the New York was out there, but I don't know about New York. Is Russ gonna be cool coming off? That's why I said I don't know. Crazy part about this is I think he should go to Phoenix. Because who really at their point guard and who is Jalen Green. His style kind of match Russ' style of play anyway. I think that'll be a good vet for him. That's just me. That's why I'm thinking more for Jalen Green with the Phoenix move. Russ off the bench. I think that's the perfect person because probably with Jalen Green, OC, shot selection kind of crazy. Who best player to know about that is Russell Westbrook. But one thing I do give Russ credit for, he learned how to pass and make players better. So I think Russell Westbrook to the Phoenix Suns to mentor Jalen Green for you, I think that'd be great. And then if Jalen Green will work up, just put Russ in the start line. Devin Booker like that. In a fourth. That's what he'll like it, but with the fourth of both of them. But I'll take Russell Westbrook on Phoenix for that minimum. A couple names is like 50-50. Malcolm Brogdon. He was in DC last year.
Yeah, Brogdon's interesting because Brogdon's been big issue is that it's just not always healthy.
Mm-hmm. For me, I think you should go back to DC.
Yeah, I would not want to go back there.
No, it's a little different now. They got some vets. They're not the same DC team.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go back there. I'm gonna say
Jordan Poole ain't there no more.
Yeah, but no. I'm gonna say Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. Atlanta? Oh, okay. I can see it going on the bench for Atlanta. Okay. Next up, Sean. Amar Coffey of Coffee. I think I said it right from the Clippers.
Amir Coffey.
Amir Coffey, yeah, from the Clippers.
Just go back to the Clippers.
I think so too. Yeah. Stacked up. Last but not least, the biggest name on this free agent list. Ben Simmons, who's an unrestricted free agent. I can tell you where he should go right now. The Guangdong Tigers. Yeah, better not one team in the league sign this man. Ben Simmons, your robbery days are over with. Go sign to the Shanghai Sharks. That's who he should be in. Shanghai with the Sharks. Get him out of here, man. Go to the big three. You don't want to play ball for real.
I'm gonna say Ben Simmons, Denver.
For what? To watch?
No, I mean, come off the bench, and he can take. For all the feelings about Ben Simmons, the one thing we know he can still do is he can still make. He can still run an offense. He'll still be decent defensively.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would, fit into their bench culture. He can help, with some of those non-joker minutes. Obviously, Valanciunas, is going to be the backup five, but he could play some quality rotational minutes for them. I'm not saying he's moving the needle. I'm just talking about just in terms of just a veteran body who can provide some value.
Sean. Sean, we ain't doing that. He wasting the spot. Go to Shanghai, get him up out of here, man. He don't want to play.
If you're paying Ben Simmons the vet minimum,
no,
is he really wasting the spot?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's just okay.
Yes,
okay. All right.
Yes, he is. He's the way, Sean. Trash.
Okay, all right.
I gotta have him trash, Sean. He's wasted a spot. He's wasted. He is wasting a spot. I want that man on my team, man. He do not want to play. All right, Sean. We gotta get into some baseball news real quick, and then we gotta talk about some NFL. Wait,
yes.
Okay. I'm missing one story. Okay, I moved it up. Okay. So, Philadelphia Phillies first baseman Bryce Harper told Rob Manfred to go F himself outside of our clubhouse if the MLB commissioner wants to talk about a potential salary cap during a meeting with the team last week. Sources told Jeff Passan of ESPN. Harper reportedly became frustrated when Manfred talks about the business of baseball, although the commissioner never explicitly mentioned a salary cap. What's up with this, Sean?
Yeah, so Rob Manfred, as a part of his thing as the commissioner of baseball. He likes to go around and visit the 30 teams and meet with the players and get their feelings and thoughts about the league and stuff like that. But obviously, SB, we know that MLB is in a very precarious position because collective bargaining agreement ends December of next year, and many owners want a salary cap in baseball. As you know, baseball is the only league that does not have a salary cap. What it'll look like, obviously will depend, but this is largely because of one team in the league, and we don't have to say their names.
We can say it. And I want to say F them when you say their name. F the Dodgers. It's their fault. It's their fault. They got the Monstars over there, Sean. Can't no other team compete. You sign 3-4 players to $1 billion contract. You moving money. You giving people percentages of the team. How? How is they doing it? Tiny bets. I respect it though. I only thing I will say, I do respect it. As a fan, I'm jealous because I wish my organization would do anything and finesse the system to win all the time. That I'm a team that I'm cheering for. But yes, it has a salary cap has to happen. It's getting out of hand, like how the NIL is.
Well, and I think the big issue, SB, is from the players' perspective. Obviously, they don't want a salary cap because they want to
more
make as much money as possible. And the players should not be the ones who take the hit because the owners didn't have enough gumption to put in a better, financial structure where there is at least some equity in terms of how these teams compete financially, right? I don't know if you watched the Hall of Fame this weekend, but shout out CC Sabathia and Ichiro, former Yankees who got in. But Ichiro's speech was very funny, but he was telling this story about he got a call from the Marlins in 2015, and he was like, I didn't even know they had a team there. And so, when you look at the Marlins and you look at some of these other teams with payrolls less than, or close to what, the total payroll is close to what, Juan Soto is making and what Shohei Ohtani is making, their payrolls are less than that one player. That's a problem in baseball. And so they're going to have to fix it. Now, the big question is, and again, I know we're going to have some more conversation about this at some point, is can baseball survive another strike potentially? Because there are people who feel baseball has never really truly recovered from the strike in '94. So, that is going to be a big question. But obviously, we're about a year and a half away from that potential happening, and we'll see. But I do think we are absolutely positively headed towards a salary cap in Major League Baseball.
And I do think it is needed. Now, I don't want to step on the player's toes when it comes to getting much money as possible, because in baseball, that's one of the sports where you go making money, and I think you should get as much money as you possibly can. But realistically speaking, because we have problems like that, like how you said, when you have teams that will make it happen, spin it all, move things around, move whatever you got to do. But then you also have teams who don't want to spend money at all, and you got their whole team salary is one player's contract. We don't do that. So if we do implement a salary cap, I want the same thing that's implemented with the NBA salary cap, where this is the bare minimum that you got to spend, and if you refuse to spend that, it's still gonna come off the books. If you add that into the salary cap, I'm cool with that too. I do, but when they do add a salary cap, because I also think it's players already got their contracts, so at least think for the first, I don't know how long the CBA lasts. If it's like 10 years or whatever they said, for like the first 5 to 10 years, don't hard cap, don't penalize teams, because players already got their contracts. So I feel like it's not fair to penalize teams for what they already done. I think they got to put it like a couple years ahead. Like, okay, after this point, hey, this is a limit. I don't think you should put an apron on it, but I don't think it should be a hard cap, anything like that. So I'm saying if they add any penalties, that's all I'm saying, that teams shouldn't be punished right off the bat because contracts were signed before this CBA came.
Yeah, I think there'll be some of that, but also if they do put in a salary cap, one of the things that's likely going to have to change is essentially it's 6-7 years before a guy can actually get a big time payday. Because of minor leagues, and you're basically the first 3 years you're not making any money, and then your money goes up those next couple years. But then you're talking about going into arbitration and things like that. A team really doesn't have to negotiate and I'm saying a massive deal until you hit a certain number of years of service. So if you're going to put in a salary cap, I think there needs to be some concessions made on that front end with young players coming in, signing these deals, and even again, if you're an undrafted free agent or whatever, there's got to be some concessions so you can get paid sooner than later, rather than waiting 6, 7, 8 years before you can get a big time payday in baseball. So I think all that stuff's got to be worked out. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. Obviously, we'll be paying attention to it, but there's got to be some some real change in the business of how these players are getting paid if salary cap is going to be on the table.
Do you think they're gonna shorten the contract? So I think when the salary cap come, you don't think it's gonna be any more 10-year deals?
I don't think so. No, I don't think.
I don't think you're gonna do it no more. Yeah, because man, you go get that Bobby deal, man. That Bobby deal, you get paid for the next 30-something years. My baseball, I'm trying to do that right now. As soon as the new salary cap come out, let's do a buyout for the next 40 years. Give me $5 million, give me $3-4 million every year on this day, and I'll take the minimum off your books. That's how we gonna stretch my contract out, and then I'm gonna go to a new team and get paid more. But okay, Sean, we got to talk about betting. Then we got to get into some NFL news. Oh, Guardians closer Emmanuel Claus on leave over gambling probe. Here we go again. Another day, somebody gambling. They out there gambling, man. It's a guy who do like TikToks, and he like a gambling TikTok person, but he be making fun of it. Like if somebody play trash, he be like, never trust Steph Curry again, or he'd be like, LeBron ruined my parlay, James. He do stuff like that, or then he'd be like, I'm telling y'all, they be out here betting. I'm gonna send you a clip of it. It's hilarious. But Cleveland Guardians closer Emmanuel Claus on Monday was placed on non-disciplinary paid leave through August 31st as a part of a Major League Baseball investigation into sports gambling, the second Guardians pitcher to be caught up in the inquiry. Guardians right-hander Luis Ortiz remains on non-disciplinary paid leave after originally being placed there July 3rd after unusual gambling activity on two pitchers who threw 4 balls. Sources told ESPN Ortiz's leave was extended to August 31st. So, why they out there gambling, man? Why?
That's a very good question, SB. I think we talk about guys who make a lot of money.
Yes.
And certainly, are welcome and free to do what they will with their money. But I think the problem is once these professional leagues got in bed with daily betting and prop betting and things of that nature, they can't be the moral authority or major authority on sports gambling. Now, again, players are told implicitly about gambling, particularly gambling on the sport they play in. So anytime you do it, there's going to be a question. Obviously, and again, we've seen this in the NBA, and we've seen this in the NFL, and we're seeing this in Major League Baseball. It's a problem, and the question ultimately comes down to: do these guys have insider information that they can use in gambling that the average bettor won't have? Because there needs to be some level of, and I use the term, integrity with gambling that these leagues are concerned about, particularly because many of these leagues are profiting from sports betting and prop betting. So, I think this is always going to be a slippery slope. And again, anytime a player gets linked to it or is involved with it, it always begs the question: who else? And how many other people are doing this, and doing this not directly for themselves, but doing this through other people? using intermediaries and things to place bets, given that they have inside information and do have control to a degree over these games that they may very well be betting on.
And I think, like you said, the main thing they talk about is the integrity of the game. When you go from the integrity of the game, it's hard to do that or it's hard to players to avoid that because, like you said, you plastering betting apps, betting commercials every 24 seconds. I can't watch a game without the sport. The NBA at the bottom. Oh yeah, use code this and get a parlay boost. Like, no, like y'all push it so heavily. I'm not shocked that players are betting, but I do think it's dumb for you to waste millions on a couple of thousands. That's all I'm saying. I think that's stupid. For me personally, you go waste. You probably gonna win because honestly, with gambling, it's you don't win more than you lose. You are the rare 1% if you win more than you lose. But brother, you are getting paid millions of dollars. That extra $10,000 that you just got for spending 1,000 is not worth losing $1 million. I guarantee Malik Beasley is probably peed off because he had a $40 million contract waiting on him, and he did not, and he ruined it. He ruined it at all. But Sean, I don't think it's going to stop. We got to wait and see.
Yeah.
But now we got to get into this Madden talk while my dog over here killing himself, scratching his ear. I'm trying to make sure you good. Okay. Madden did it again, starting some controversy. Every year before Madden drops, drop the 99 Club. 99 Club is you go into the game, you are a 99 overall, start the game. Obviously, the ratings fluctuate. And the list was good, but it's one player that got left off and one player that was ahead of him. I believe Patrick Mahomes will be at 98. But let's go into it. They said, it's ratings week in the world of Madden NFL 26. EA Sports slowly rolling out its players' grade to kick off the season. Oh, excuse me. On Monday, we got our first dose of the best players in the game with the famous 99 Club. And there was obviously stunning omission. All right, Sean, I'm going to go through the list for you. Tell me if they got it wrong, and then you tell me if you think Patrick Mahomes was disrespected by being left off this list. I'm going to give you the defense, the only defensive player on this list. Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. We gonna go to somebody on the O-line made it. Lane Johnson of the Eagles.
Yes.
Okay. Now we got to go into who Lane Johnson protected in the backfield. Saquon Barkley.
Of course.
Then we got two receivers also made it. Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase.
Both two best receivers in the league. Yeah.
Okay. Now we got to do the quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson.
Oh, I mean, easily, yeah.
Okay. And Josh Allen.
The
MVP. Josh Allen is the 99. And so that's right, Sean. No Patrick Mahomes in the 99 club. Is Patrick Mahomes disrespect? Like I know Tiffany gonna say Lamar 99, of course. So you gonna say that. You think Lamar Jackson? It was a video of him. Lamar, the other Raven teammate said Lamar Jackson should be 100. I mean, you could be.
Yeah, I don't. So to answer your question, SB, I don't think Patrick Mahomes got disrespected. I think Patrick Mahomes had a good year last year. Patrick Mahomes didn't have the greatest season, individual season. Obviously, he's still, by all accounts, still the best quarterback in the league. But this is year to year. Last year was not a 99 year for the standard Patrick Mahomes has set previously. That said, he's still the best quarterback in the league. And if you were doing a Madden draft and you were building a Madden fantasy team, I would probably say that Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson would be the first quarterback you would take if you could take one. So
that's the first player I'm picking. I don't even care. The first player I'm picking, Patty, give me Patty, man, and then we're gonna make it happen.
Yeah,
I just think you said he's still the best. He's the best quarterback in the league. I just think you could have just gave him a 99. I just think they did this purposely just to add controversy because you should just put Patrick Mahomes on him because you said even the year that he had was even the year he had was 99. But you add in the context where him and Josh Allen played, he put BTA to him in the playoffs again.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. That's a team thing, right? You know,
no, but that team, the Chiefs trash. That was a Mahomes thing.
No, they're not trash. No, they're not trash.
I'm sorry, not this. No. Their offensive line was trash.
Their tackles were. The interior offensive line was great. The tackles weren't very good.
The tackles was atrocious, by the way.
Yeah. But they have the interior of the offensive line, one of the best in the NFL, or was last year. Particularly when they had Tooney inside. But my point is that Mahomes, I'm just saying, we just talk about Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes didn't have a 99 Patrick Mahomes season last year. And it didn't matter because they still won 15 games. They won pretty much every game they went out to win. I think the only game they lost was to the Bills in the regular season. So, they lost the last game of the season, but nobody was playing. So, but it wasn't because Patrick Mahomes had this dynamite MVP caliber season. So no, I don't think it's disrespect. I think it's just they just basing it off of Patrick Mahomes last season. But Patrick Mahomes and the one thing we know, Patrick Mahomes does not care. Patrick Mahomes trying to get back to the Super Bowl and trying to win another Super Bowl. So yeah.
My question is this though, Sean, that we ain't talking about Patrick Mahomes. Jamar Chase better than Joe Burrow?
Yes.
Wow. I don't know about that one, Sean. We all know. Saquon Barkley better than Jalen Hurts, right?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I tried to get you there. I tried to get you.
That you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up, SB.
Go ahead. What you been saying, the Jalen Hurts thing?
Yeah. And I'm saying this because I've watched enough of Jalen Hurts since he was at Alabama and then went to Oklahoma and now being in Philadelphia. All that dude cares about is winning.
Yes.
All this talk about, Jalen Hurts top this and top that, he does not care.
No,
he wants to win.
Mm-hmm.
And for all the people out here talking about, well, look who he's playing with. Look who did you do that to Peyton Manning? No. Did you do that to Joe Montana? No. So he didn't build a team.
They did a good job.
He is the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles. They have a great team. They have a great front office. They have one of the best ownership groups led by Jeffrey Lurie in sports. He still got to do his job. And when the lights are brightest, he takes his game to another level.
That's one thing I will get Jalen Hurts there.
Yeah. What is the problem?
I just think people because the same thing happened to me. Remember when I said this? And this was before they won. When I said that people just attack. I think
you were crazy. Yeah, you were crazy.
No, I wasn't crazy. I was still on point. But you were not. It's just the Eagles fans do a little too much. The problem was when they won. But obviously, you excited. I think it was a championship hat. As soon as they won, elite's quarterback, Jalen Hurts #2 in the league, and then everybody was just telling them to calm down. When the Eagles fans got a little bit over disrespectful, like what we're talking about, then I think the backlash came back from people just like, let's be real. Y'all talking about Jalen Hurts #2 behind Mahomes. He ain't top 10. And then I think that's what started, and then it exploded into a thing. Because is Jalen Hurts the top 10 quarterback? I would say now, yes, but he's at the bottom of the 10 for sure. Or he's 7 through 10 for sure. Imagine. I got called a Jalen Hurts hater, and I'm glad that you reminded me of something. I'm a fan of Alabama, so it's like I was rocking what Jalen Hurts did too. Like I don't understand that, but when you'll praise and glaze nobody, you a hater. But I still think he's behind Mahomes. He's behind. Also, I ain't like how they attacked the Cam, and people talk about Cam like Cam was a scrub too. That was wild disrespectful too, by the way. But he's not better than Mahomes. He's not better than Lamar. He's not better than Burrow. He's not better than Josh Allen. He ain't better than Herbert. He ain't better than Herbert. We ain't doing that. Herbert threw for 5,000. Wow.
And
tell me his receiver.
Well, hold on, SB. We're not gonna act like Herbert wasn't throwing to Keenan Allen all those years, and we're not gonna act like he wasn't throwing to Mike Williams, and we're not gonna act like he wasn't throwing to Austin Eckler. He wasn't playing with trash. The bottom line is that if we judge quarterbacks on performance in the biggest stage, at the biggest stage, Jalen Hurts, 2 of the last 3 years, has outplayed the so-called best quarterback in the NFL on the biggest stage. One time, they didn't win. This time, they dominated. But you can't say the Eagles didn't win the Super Bowl the first time because Jalen Hurts didn't play well. Jalen Hurts played his tail off.
No, he balled out.
And if it weren't for some people, a phantom call on James Bradbury, we might be having a different conversation. So all I'm saying is that we need to be mindful that what Jalen Hurts does is the classic, what do we have to do this week to win? If this week all I have to do is throw the ball 25 times and we win, good. Oh, this week I have to throw the ball 30 times and I got to rush 15 times for us to win. That's what it is. Hey, you know what? This week, we're playing against a defense that's weak against the pass. We're going to drop back. We're going to let that thing fly. That's what we'll do. Every week is going to be different. It's not going to look the same every week. And another team that did that for years and years and years? The New England Patriots.
Yeah, the Patriots did.
Every week it was going to be different. It's not just we got 12 and 12 just gonna go air it out every single week.
No, we don't do
that. That's not it. So that's what Jalen Hurts and the Eagles are doing.
Honestly, I feel like what Jalen Hurts and the Eagles is doing the Patriots thing, right? And I do agree with that. But I feel like Eagles fans feel like it's disrespectful saying Jalen Hurts is a game manager. There's nothing wrong with him being a game manager because the same thing happened to Tom Brady. And we call Tom Brady the GOAT. Well, you call him the GOAT. But in the public saying is that Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. And Tom Brady literally went through the same thing Jalen Hurts is going through. He's just a game manager in the sense with a great team. So it's not saying that Jalen Hurts can't overcome it. It's just right now we understand he's in an outstanding situation. It's not his fault that he's an outstanding situation. But I do commend him for doing a great job. But he's a game manager. That's perfectly fine. So and I want to, but otherwise, see, it's the game manager. He is, and it's okay. It's not a bad thing that he's a game manager.
But here's the problem, SB. Every quarterback's job is to manage the game. They have the ball in their hands. That's their job. So when we say somebody's a game manager, it's not disrespectful. It comes off as a slight. But at the end of the day, their job is what do we have to do in all 3 phases to win the game? Offense, defense, special teams, right? We talk about quarterbacks and we talk about talented guys, and that's great. But none of those guys, not one of those guys who play quarterback are lining up in the defensive secondary covering receivers and tight ends.
That's true. No, that's true.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's at the end of the day, their job is what is the game plan this week? Let's go out here and handle business appropriately. Let's go out here and handle business appropriately and do what we got to do. So at the end of the day, we know we got the W and we're off till Wednesday. That's the job.
No, he does that. But I think with how this team is set up, all Jalen Hurts got to do is don't turn the ball over. And when the defense make a stop, put the ball in the end zone. It ain't like he got to go out and have a good – Jalen Hurts don't have to have an outstanding game for the Eagles to win.
But again, when you say outstanding game, you're talking about numbers. I'm just talking about him doing his job. The outstanding game sometimes is just you doing your job.
Yes.
That's it. And again,
that happened in the Super Bowl. He just did his job and put up outstanding numbers. Did this last Super Bowl. Yes. He just did his job and he put up outstanding numbers. It ain't like he just did over that defensive line won that championship, Sean. Let's not do that.
Hold on. Every football game's won in the trenches, SB. We talk about this every week.
The trenches took over that game.
Yeah, and again, but he still has to do his part.
Yeah.
Right? Because again, we've seen situations where a defensive line may have dominated and an offensive line may have dominated, but other people didn't do what they were supposed to do.
That's true.
So all I'm saying, and again, I'm not trying to pick on them, but we watched the Denver Carolina Super Bowl from a few years ago. Denver didn't win because of Peyton Manning.
No, the O-line of I mean not O-line, the D-line of Von Miller won that game. Right. They won that Super Bowl.
But also they ran the ball well. That was the game plan. Peyton made a pass here or there, but it was literally, I mean, he was pretty much done. All I'm saying is,
I would say he ain't nothing.
All I'm saying is that we like to put all of this on one person in one position. It is a compliment. Football is the most complimentary sport there is because there's parts of the game that you don't control.
Yeah,
you don't control. I've seen quarterbacks play near perfect games, and the defense just couldn't stop anybody. It happens, and we're gonna say, "Oh, that's why I don't do." You notice I've never said this is a quarterback win-loss record. It ain't a win-loss record because he doesn't play defense. He doesn't play special teams unless he's a holder.
That's about it. Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. So I wish we would just be a little bit better about how we talk about
change, Sean.
And let's just talk. Well, I tell you, on this podcast, as long as I'm on it, we're gonna talk about the entire game. We're not gonna talk about just what one guy does. Because there's 53 people and 45 guys who dress.
Mm-hmm. No, that's true. No, I ain't gonna lie. So far, I think we're doing a good job with it. But since we was on the topic too, because I believe you got Jalen Hurts at 5, right? I believe, or yours, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. He only behind Mahomes, Jackson, Barrow, and Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at it. So let's go through Cam list real quick. He don't have Jalen Hurts top 10 at all. I think you heard on Cam list already, right? Or you didn't?
Go ahead.
Number 1, Josh Allen. Just be like, oh yeah, and then no. And then if you get to no, just say no.
Just say his list.
Okay. Number 2, I don't think it's really in no order, but number 2, Lamar Jackson. Number 3, Patrick Mahomes. Number 4, Joe Burrow. Number 5.
I think that's the consensus. A lot of people have that as their 4.
Top 4. Yes.
Yeah. In whatever order you have it in.
Number 5, Matthew Stafford.
Okay.
Number 6, Jared Goff.
Okay.
Number 7, Jaden Daniels.
Too soon, but go ahead.
Number 8, CJ Stroud.
Okay.
Even with the sophomore slump season?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think he's the arrow's still pointing up for him.
Okay.
Obviously,
Number 9, Justin Herbert.
Okay.
So you got to respect.
No. I'm not. I never said. I never said Justin Herbert was trash. I just think putting Justin Herbert in the top 5 conversation is like, come on, let's not do that.
I mean, he threw for 3,000 yards, only 3 interceptions, and you can't name his wide receivers this season.
Yeah, but they were playing very, very conservative. We're gonna run the football. So yeah,
you see, don't bring up. I show you that highlight of QJ up that old pass.
I don't want to pour salt in the wound, but if we were on that playoff game when they needed Justin Herbert to perform,
he tried. The dude dropped the ball.
No,
after the show, I'm gonna send you that play.
That's one play of 70. Now let's talk about
that. Was in the 4th.
No. The game was over. The game was over.
No, I know it wasn't, Sean.
It was a blowout. It was a blowout. He got dominated.
Look, man, we ain't got to talk about that.
Okay, that's fine.
Let's move on, man. You bringing up old wounds and stuff.
No, I'm just saying, again, with Herbert, it's not a question. Herbert, the reason why I can't put him that high is because those other guys we have ahead of him have shown that they do it in the playoffs.
I can respect that.
And that's all. It's not, and that's not a slight to him. I'm just saying, we give him a lot of leeway because he's likable and he's good. You'll never hear me say
he top 10 for sure though. No,
I think he's top 10. I just don't think he's in that upper echelon.
Okay, I can respect. He said stop making excuses for SB. All right, Sean. This last one you could be rolling because we had to argue about this name before.
Baker.
Yep, number 10, Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
Still stand on it. Yeah, look at John like, man, he said I ain't dealing with Baker no more, man. But yeah, that was his list though. We can definitely.
It's his list. It's his list. Yeah.
I ain't mad at it. Only thing I didn't like, kind of, we got to move on. I want to stay on this. I didn't like, especially Ryan Clark, where he pulled it especially on the platform that he did it on. And that felt a little. I ain't go. You hit me. You feel me? I felt a little bit of extra on the platform he did it on. He didn't even do it on his own platform. He did it on First Take. I just felt like attacking Cam personally was like a little OD. That's it. They couldn't kept the football. Cam bogus too for coming back at him, but I feel like he was defending himself.
Yeah, and again, that's where, like on this, it's not personal, right? We're gonna always try to use data and video and stats and all these different things when we talk about certain things. And again, my big problem is often too many times when someone says, I don't have someone here or there, set out your methodology. What's the metric you're using? And let's get to the bottom line of why, based on your methodology, you have a list a certain way. As long as you keep the same energy and using the same methodology, I generally don't care about somebody's list.
Me too.
But the problem is most people's lists are not about methodology. Most people's lists are about feelings.
Yep. He said, "Oh, here go the Eagle fan. Cam ain't better than Hurts. He made Jalen got the job and he wet the bed. All right, you know you gonna say that, Ty. You an Eagles fan, but we got to get into some more serious stories. Where is it at? Right here. Okay, cool. We got to talk about Coach Deion Sanders. I know we spent a little bit longer on that one, but you know that was gonna happen with the Jalen Hurts talk. And I honestly got the when we do our. We're gonna do it again later, but I'm still deciding on who I think I'm winning, but I might have the Eagles repeating. And Sean, the only reason why I'm saying this is because that press conference, bro. And I think Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the league when it comes to leadership. And once Jalen Hurts looked like, go back and how the Eagles was. Like, I don't want to talk too much about the Eagles. I hate talking about the Eagles that much because they're fans. But once Jalen Hurts really took over this team, go back and look before when Jalen Hurts was the leader of this team. Look how they used to talk and how they talk now, bro. That's what makes Jalen Hurts a top 5. If we go put Jalen Hurts top 5, that's why he's a top 5. The leadership of man, having the guys prepared, having everybody respect him, his word is law, everybody trust. That's what I do love about Jalen Hurts. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think no quarterback, even Patrick Mahomes, is better than him at that. Being a leader of man, he's the best quarterback in the league. And I don't care what nobody says. You will be lying if you telling me if I had a full talented roster besides obviously Patrick Mahomes, top to bottom of elite guys and guys got egos, I'm taking Jalen Hurts over a lot of people. Besides like Mahomes and maybe Lamar, I'll probably take Jalen Hurts. But let's go into this serious stuff. Deion Sanders said he has a press conference. He said the press conference, he's going to talk about his health. And instantly, before we get to read the story, instantly people show how disgusting they are. This man has been dealing with health problems since Jackson State and still come out there coaching. The first comment I see, Sean, when Deion said, hey, before he even said anything, they didn't even wait. Oh, yeah, Deion having a press conference about his health. First thing I see in the comment section. Oh, yeah, here go his excuse to leave because his son's gone. He was going to do this the whole time. I knew it. And I was like, bro, how disgusted can you be, bro? Deion Sanders has been dealing with health problems. You see his foot. He missing toes, dog. What Shiloh told him, said, you got 8 toes, dog. He got his toes are missing, man. So you see how Deion's leg look. We see him on the sideline with electric wheelchair, still coaching. Been going through health problems. So for you to be, instead of even hoping the man is okay, for you to utter that, I'm just saying it's utterly disgusting, distasteful and everything. But let's get to the story, Sean. I want to hear your opinion on that. And if you have an opinion on what I just said about how people talking, please, I would love to hear it. But it says, University of Colorado football coach Deion Sanders announced Monday that he underwent surgery to move his bladder after doctors discovered a tumor there. Sanders said that since the surgery, there have been no trace of cancer and that he will continue to coach this season. It said, I think it said, I want to say Kydra. Kydra declares Sanders' cure of cancer, adding that she doesn't use that word lightly. I think this is one of his doctors talking. I butchered your name. I'm sorry. This was not an easy task. It was dynamic. It was tough. It wasn't a cakewalk. It wasn't easy, said Sanders, who added and he has lost 25 pounds. That was a fight, but we made it. What's your reaction to hearing the news? And also, if you got something to say about people saying that Deion trying to use his health as an excuse to not coach.
I'll answer the last thing first.
Okay.
That's the way of the world right now. SB is, that's the way of the world. I try not to pay a lot of that stuff any mind. It doesn't come from a well-meaning place. Often it comes from just people's nonsense, and I'll just leave it at that. But in terms of the news, I watched some of the press conference and listened to him talk. Obviously it's not easy, right? And and he was using this, as a moment just to remind people that, hey, get a physical, get yourself checked out. And he was very open about, there being blood in his urine and things like that. And, those things tend to be, symptoms of potential kidney stones and stuff like that. But, to find out that he had a tumor on his bladder, obviously was a big deal. And certainly, when he was kind of, I won't say out of the public's eye, but he was kind of out of the public, spotlight for a while, kind of said as, something's must seriously be going on, and again, same thing last year with Randy Moss, stuff like that. And so just the reminder of, taking care of your health, getting checked up regularly. There's no invincibility out here, right? And so, and he, talked openly about that, but also sharing that he was very much, believing that he was going to be okay, and in his faith and and how God was going to deliver him. And so he used this, as a testimony, but as also a message to others, just to be mindful about their health and things. And so glad he's doing better, glad he's doing well. Also very interesting, some videos have been trending since the press conference with him and Carucci, Tran, who was apparently there for the surgery. And I'm like, that's an interesting way to launch you in a relationship, but okay.
Yeah, because okay. I wasn't the only person that saw that there. Okay, I didn't bring it up. I was gonna wait. Like, I'm like, Sean, maybe not pay too much of that, but paying too much attention to it. But yeah, Prime talking to Carucci.
I guess. I mean, it seemed. I mean, it just. I mean, that's that's a friend, but that seemed like the way
you don't cry like that about a friend.
And you say she's just a friend, but no, it's just I'm saying, but
that is Prime though.
It's
Prime though.
So
Sean,
I'm just saying.
Have you ever seen that old video? Because that's my moment reaction to it. It was when Lil Wayne was on the bus, and then back in the day they used to do like the top 10 hottest rappers. And then Gucci Mane made the list. Eminem didn't make the list. And Wayne was like, Gucci Mane made the list and Lil Wayne didn't make it? He's like, man, shout out my man Gucci. That's how I took him in Prime. I was like, Prime talking to Carucci? I was like, shout out Prime. Shout out my boy Prime. That boy still got it, man. And I don't think, at least in any other situation, and this is how I know Prime's such a G, even though we pray for Prime, but Prime is such a G, right? Usually when you see somebody that young talk to somebody old, especially Prime sick, you'll be like, oh man, she trying to get my boy Prime. But we know Prime so cold, and Prime overcame that last situation. Carucci ain't got a chance to get a penny out of Prime. If Prime, God forbid, if Prime go to the pearly gates. Because that's one thing I ain't worried about Prime about. You ain't gonna get Prime.
Yeah, and this ain't Bill Belichick with his grand girlfriend or nothing like that. This seem like something.
Hey, did you say grand girlfriend is crazy?
Yeah.
Grand girlfriend, but now prayers, Coach Prime though. I'm glad he beat that battle, and also for me personally, especially me being young and I'm getting older, I'm in my early 30s. That kind of did hit me a little bit too, with about like going to the doctor to get checked, because it's hard for us as African American Black people to go to the doctor. Sometimes I still have it. I'll be like, man, I'm good. I'll remedy just water, teas and stuff, and I'll be like, I'll be all right. Don't go to the doctor. But that's true though. And I even had like hit with that before, and I had like something that was going on, and my girl had to sit me down like, hey, look, man, you gotta go to the doctor. If you having chest pains and this and that, you need to check it out. You can't keep telling me you okay, you gonna thug it out. And I think that is a problem with us, Asashay, that we always think we can thug out everything, and We like how the Cosby, if that check engine light on, you need to go to the mechanic, man, if that check engine light on. But I keep going. Let's go. Since we're on topic of Deion, we gotta talk about the young Sanders too, by the way. Is Shedeur Sanders finally gonna get his opportunity? Because obviously it's been stories coming out saying Shedeur's been playing great, but there's also stories coming out saying Shedeur only throwing to the equipment team. He's not really getting the chance. Well, here's how it usually goes when a quarterback get their opportunity. It's always an injury. Tom Brady got his off of injury. Kurt Warner got his off of injury. There is a possibility that Shedeur might get his chance. To say Kenny Pickett will be sidelined because of hamstring injury, Sean. And I'll be honest, because I don't really think Kenny Pickett gonna get the job anyway.
No,
I think it's between Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders for right now, unless the Browns get a high pick again, they're gonna take a quarter.
Well, Flacco's gonna start the season, right?
Regardless, but I don't think he's gonna end the season start.
I don't think he'll end the season. I mean, I guess unless they're just a team that's in playoff competition and things like that. But obviously, the Browns are in a position where there's limited reps because they have 4 guys taking reps. Kenny Pickett going out obviously will means that guys will get some more reps potential with first team, things like that. But the big thing for the Browns is this year is they need to know what they have in Shedeur or Dylan Gabriel because they have 2 first-round picks next year. If they identify one of those guys as, hey, this guy can be our potential, future, present and future, then they don't have to use one of those 2 first-round picks on a quarterback in a very, very good quarterback class by all accounts for now. We'll see what happens when the college season comes. But, so I think it's certainly, Shedeur and Dylan Gabriel getting more reps only helps them and helps their case. But, the Browns, Joe Flacco, the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, like it's not even a question.
I think, Sean, this was going to happen. I think the Browns are going to have a mediocre season. And no matter if Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur plays well, I see the Browns drafting a quarterback anyway. I see them. They going because I think they was hoping Dylan Gabriel might be the guy. I think they just should. Shedeur's still there. We just took him just to take him. And they already know if they're not giving him a chance with Dylan Gabriel and Kenny Pickett being ahead of him, it might be cooked for Shedeur because they might just go ahead. If they have a chance to draft Archman, they're gonna take Archman. That's point blank period. They thirsty. They're gonna be thirsty for him. So I see the Browns, especially how this division is set up too. I see them not having a great season or a mediocre season, and then drafting a quarterback.
Rush.
Thank you. I was that summer cold coming. That's crazy. I was just fast. See, we talk about that. Deion said, "Go to the doctor, man. I got to go. Look, I need to go to the hospital." But let's go into some other football news real quick. Los Angeles Chargers are signing left tackle Rashawn Slater to a 4-year, $114 million contract. 100% well deserved. You got to protect the money. One of the best tackles in the league. You got to pay him. I think, man, really thinking about it, is Penei Sewell and Rashawn Slater one of the best tackles we've seen out of draft in years. Like, man, them 2 kids are like outstanding in the last couple of years. I'm trying to think who else came out O-line wise.
Well, I mean, Tristan Wirfs.
Yes, that's another good one.
Some good young offensive linemen in this league. But yeah, I mean, Rashawn Slater, obviously, he's the left tackle. He protects Justin Herbert's blind side. He's one of the best tackles in the league. This was a no-brainer. You lock him up, and move forward.
Yep. All right, Sean, we got to go get into it. Go quarterback season in franchise history. We are doing the NFC North. First up on the list, the Chicago Bears. Who you got and why?
Obviously, just as a reminder, to qualify for this, you had to play at least 4 seasons for the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
You can only be used once. So if you play for another franchise and we've already used you, we cannot use you. So just as a reminder, winning the Super Bowl was great, but it does not mean you had to go quarterback season for your franchise. So a couple of quarterbacks in the running for this one. Sid Luckman, who many would probably say is the best quarterback in Bears history. 1943, 2,194 yards, 28 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Those are great numbers for that time, by the way. And Sid Luckman, again, probably one of the one of the original quarterbacks who modernized the forward passing game. Bill Wade, 1961, 2,258 yards, 22 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Jim McMahon, 1985, everybody knows 85 Bears, 2,392 yards, 15 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Mitch Trubisky, 2018, 3,223 yards, 24 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 3 rushing touchdowns. But the GOAT quarterback season for the Chicago Bears, who do not have the greatest record with quarterbacks. Eric Kramer, 1995, 60.3 completion percentage, 3,838 yards for a 7.4 average, 29 touchdowns, 10 interceptions for a 93.5 rating. Eric Kramer, 95, GOAT Bears quarterback season.
Obviously, when I was looking through this, especially for the Chicago Bears, it was utterly atrociousness at the quarterback position. I want to recommend that. But with that being said, Sean, I want to say I didn't like picking this one, but the GOAT quarterback season for me, because of how trash it was, said this is sad for the Bears. It is definitely going to be Jay Cutler 2014 season, even though their record was garbage. And I picked this season for a reason, because the Bears was garbage. And okay. I'm sorry. I see something that you sent me in the private chat. I'll put this up here. I'm sorry. So I picked somebody with high numbers. I'm going Jay Cutler 2014. You know, the Bears went 5-10. He threw for 3,800 yards, 28 touchdowns. He had 18 interceptions, which was atrocious, just like every other Bears quarterback. So I'm picking that season with Jay Cutler.
Yeah, he led the league in interceptions that year. That's one of the reasons why I didn't even consider it.
Yeah. That's why I picked that one. We're gonna leave with atrociousness. That's how they're gonna stay atrocious. But next up on the list is the Detroit Lions. Who you got?
Detroit Lions, again, a couple guys in the running. Bobby Lane, 1951, 2,403 yards, 26 touchdowns, 23 interceptions. Greg Landry in 1971, 2,237 yards, 16 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Scott Mitchell in 1995, 4,338 yards, 32 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Jared Goff last season, 4,629 yards, 37 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. But I went with Matthew Stafford 2011 as their GOAT quarterback season. 63.5% completion percentage, 5,038 yards for a 7.6 average, 41 touchdowns, 16 interceptions for a 97.2 rating. Matthew Stafford 2011 GOAT quarterback season for the Detroit Lions.
I'm going to have to 100% agree with you. Detroit Lions 2011, for everything you said, that's when I think Matthew Stafford was like, yeah, I'm here. And this one, everybody thought, like, I ain't gonna lie, the Lions might be good. Megatron and him look good. They was looking nice. And Matthew Stafford should have got the cannonball, but I definitely have to agree with you. 2011 was by far the best one. No disagreement on that one. Next up, the Green Bay Packers. There's only two people get picked on this, and I'm darn sure ain't picking the other dude. I'm like, I don't care what his numbers was. I'm not picking. He wasn't gonna get picked.
Well, I'm gonna slightly disagree. I'm gonna say there are 3 people who would have been in the running for this.
Who the third one?
So I'll tell you in a second. So the guys who were in the running: Arnie Hammer, 1936.
Oh God.
1,239 yards, 11 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Bart Starr will be the third one. Obviously, you talk about the Green Bay quarterbacks. Bart Starr is right there in the conversation. 1966, 2,257 yards, 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and 2 rushing touchdowns. Lynn Dickey in 1983, 4,458 yards, 32 touchdowns, 29 interceptions. Brett Favre, 1995, 4,413 yards, 38 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, and 3 rushing touchdowns. But the GOAT quarterback season for the Green Bay Packers is Aaron Rodgers in 2020. 70.7 completion percentage, 4,299 yards for 9.1 average, 48 touchdowns, 5 interceptions for a 121.5 rating, which I believe is the highest quarterback rating for a season for a quarterback in NFL history, and 3 rushing touchdowns. GOAT quarterback season 2020, Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay Packers.
See, for me, this was the Aaron Rodgers race, no matter what. It just pick what Aaron Rodgers season you want to pick. I like 2020. I was thinking 2020. You had 2016 also. And also you had 2011 too.
Mm-hmm.
So since you picked 2020, I was stuck between 2011 and 2020. I ain't gonna lie, but 2020 was ridiculous. It's
ridiculous.
2020 was ridiculous. I'm not gonna even lie. That was crazy. But I'm gonna take 2011. 14-1 record, 68% completion percentage, 45 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. Was the MVP? Was that the year they won the Super Bowl too? No, that wasn't the year. They won it what?
It was the year after.
The year after they won the Super Bowl, because they was arguing that his year was better. He had a down year, but that was better. But then he had a what was this? The 122 quarterback rating. His quarterback rating was actually higher in 2011 than it was in 2020. But this and his QBR was 83.8. So I'm gonna go 2011. And that season was ridiculous too for Aaron Rodgers, and I think that was like his breakout year when they was just like, okay, yeah, this dude is actually one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So I'm definitely gonna go with that one. Last but not least, the Minnesota Vikings. Sean, who you got?
Minnesota Vikings, couple guys in the running. Fran Tarkenton, 1975, 2,994 yards, 25 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 2 rushing touchdowns. Tommy Kramer in 1986, 3,006 yards, 24 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Kirk Cousins in 2021, 4,221 yards, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
He did go crazy.
He did, but I went with Dante Culpepper in 2004. Dante Culpepper in 2004 was ridiculously off the charts. 69.2 completion percentage, 4,717 yards for 8.6 average, 39 touchdowns, 11 interceptions for a 110 rating, 88 rushes, 406 yards for 2 touchdowns. Dante Culpepper, and this was before he tore his knee the next year. Dante Culpepper was off the charts in 2004. I believe he was third in MVP voting behind Peyton Manning and Michael Vick. I think Michael Vick got the other vote. But Dante Culpepper, 2004, Minnesota Vikings GOAT quarterback season.
I have to agree on you. I was going to be a little biased on this pick too, because like out of all Minnesota quarterbacks, I do like Dante Culpepper the best. Cole last name, by the way, too. But yeah, I have to agree. 2004. They had an 8-8 record, 4,700 yards, 39 touchdowns, QBR rating 110 yards per game. He was getting 300 yards a game. That was crazy. He was caulking that year. But yeah, I had to definitely agree with you on that one. Dante Culpepper, 2004. What division? We're gonna do it. We're gonna have an internet video of the week. You guys in the comment section, let us know what division should we do next for the GOAT quarterback. We did NFC North, we did AFC West, we just did the NFC East.
No, we just did the NFC. No, we didn't do the NFC East yet.
We didn't do the Cowboys one. I gotta go back and look. But okay,
I'll tell you who we have. I'll tell you who we have left. We have the AFC East left, AFC West left, NFC South, and NFC East.
Let me see. Okay. Let us know which one y'all think we should do in the chat. But wait, say AFC West. AFC West it is. Let's do it. AFC West.
Okay.
AFC West next one. Sean. Say we got an internet moment of the week. You sent me. Let's see what this video is. I read the caption. Just kind of started laughing when you said it, so I don't know what this is.
Yeah, you need the sound up for this one.
Okay. All right, make sure the sound is on. Okay. Sound is on. All right. How y'all made a line dance to Law. Oh, that's crazy. So black people are so creative. They care with it. Come on now. Okay. Oh, hold on, wait. The second sentence is hilarious. Somebody don't play about shoes in their house, even on the hardwood floor. They definitely don't got shoes on. Yep, I'll be on the same type of time. Well, I ain't gonna lie, it ain't me. My girl be on the same type of time. All right, let's see what this is. Get the fuck. How? Hey, that's kind of heat though. That's kind of hard though. That's kind of hard though. Hey, that's kind of hard though. Hey, that's kind of fire. No, I'm about to practice that. We're going to get in the lab on that. I'm about to get in the lab on that. I'm rocking with that. I'm rocking.
Oh man, internet moment of the week. I thought that was funny.
Oh no, that was hard though. But Sean, episode 77, I believe. 77. Who you got?
Is it 77 or 76?
I think 77. We did 76 last time for sure. Because the thumbnail said 70. Let me check. Yeah, no, 76, I believe. Yeah.
76. I'm gonna go.
I mean 77. I'm sorry. 77. It's 77.
It is 77.
Yeah.
Let me see. 77.
No, you're right. 76. I believe the last was 75, so it's cool. But
okay, 76. 76. I'm gonna go Orlando Pace.
Orlando Pace. See, I was prepared with 77. Now I gotta look it up. Or 76. Let's see. It's an NBA player that was 76. Let me see. Oh, Sean Bradley. Okay, Sean Bradley. There you go. The crazy part about it is I don't really know about Sean Bradley because of Space Jam. Dead serious.
Yeah.
I don't think he was like that crazy in the league, right?
No. I mean, he was kind of known for getting posterized.
Tough. But it being in Space Jam.
Yeah. And unfortunately, he's paralyzed now, unfortunately.
That's tough. Prayers to Sean. Prayers to Sean Bradley. He is 7'6". They say it's harder when you that tall too, man, with the health complications and everything. Cool. Appreciate you guys watching. It's been another great episode of Real Takes Over Fake Debates with SB and Sean Webb. And we will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.